Welcome, true believers. Today we're going to be talking about Lego Marvel Superheroes and Lego Marvel's Avengers, two games that I really like a lot. I'm very fond of both of these games because they combine two of my favorite things, comic books and video games, both of which I love a lot. Of course, these two games have received FPS Boost from Microsoft and run at 120 frames per second, which makes them buttery, silky smooth, and just adding to the general overall sharpness of the picture quality, which Lego games, as far as I'm concerned, always look pretty good. One of the things I really like about these games, and if you're a fan of Marvel Comics, you'll notice it right away, is the attention to detail. Even this outer space scene here it looks like Marvel Comics outer space. It looks like Jack Kirby or John Buscema might have drawn it back in the golden age of Marvel Comics. Very faithful to the source material. You can tell that the people that made this game are comic book fans.
I'm still hungry. I need something to eat.
And there he goes on his surfboard, off to find a planet for Galactus. And here you see the SheHulk, the savage SheHulk, throwing a car and running around in what looks like an open world, and that's because it is kind of an open world. It's not an open world like Skyrim or Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but it's an open world in that they give you the island of Manhattan to roam around in when you're not getting angry. And here he is getting angry. You won't like him when he's angry. Or maybe you will like him when he's angry. I actually think he's pretty cool when he's angry. That's just really cool. Watching him transform like that is a blast. But when you're not pursuing the main storyline, it gives you the option to roam around the island of Manhattan and do, there's all kinds of Lego figurines and characters, hundreds of Marvel characters that you can unlock, and tied to each one of them is some sort of a quest or a puzzle or a vehicle race or something, some kind of fun little thing to do. You can literally spend hours, which I did with my daughter years ago, and it was just one of my great gaming experiences. I'll never forget it. We just basically roamed around and unlocked characters for like 2 straight days in the island of Manhattan. It was really, really fun. The flying in this game also is excellent. It's maybe the best flying in any game that I've ever played. The controls and the feel of it is just spot on. It's perfect. And here he goes. Is he going to come in for a landing? I forget what I did here. There he is. Hitting the streets. Clank of his metal boots. Yeah, and everything in this game looks really, really good. I mean, I've always been a fan of the graphics in Lego games. I think they look really sharp and really nice. Okay, now coming up here, there's Cap. It's really fun to play Cap. The way his shield works when he throws it to break different objects and things, it just really feels like it should feel. Always returns to him. It's really neat. Pretty soon here we're going to switch to Lego Marvel Avengers, and it's such a neat cutscene that I'm just going to go ahead and let it play, and I'm going to not interrupt it with any talking. Here you go, Lego Marvel's Avengers. And it's a scene that really mimics the opening scene of the Avengers Age of Ultron. You'll see what I mean.
Loki's scepter must be here. Strucker couldn't mount this defense without it.
This is Maria Hill to all Avengers. Advance to the fortress. We've confirmed Strucker is inside.
And here we are back in the field, and you've got Natasha, the Black Widow, and Hawkeye kicking some serious ass. Trying to figure out the different puzzles to try to get it through, through the mission is always fun. And I'm terrible at puzzles, so the Lego games provide me with puzzles that are challenging. My wife is fantastic at figuring them out. If I ever get stuck, I call on her. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but when I say I'm bad at puzzles, I'm actually really bad at puzzles. I've sat there with Lego games until I'm falling asleep with the controller in my hand trying to figure out how to get past certain things in a level, only to have her, my daughter, come into the room and be like, Dad, honey, just do this. And, it's just, for them it's easy, for me it's not. But yeah, there she'll swing across the rope. And, it's the same basic gameplay loop of the Lego games. And this is why Lego games take so much shit, is because, they don't do a lot to push the industry forward. They're not groundbreaking in any way. But what they are is really good at what they do. And really, really fun. And on top of that, they're also couch co-op. Drop in, drop out. You can play by yourself, have your kid or, your buddy come sit down next to you, pick up a controller and play for a while, and then if they get tired of it, they can get up, walk away, come back in later. We don't really have enough games like that. And here, of course, comes the Hulk. Gotta love the Hulk. Bam, there he is.
Thank you.
Smashing stuff. Hulk smash. Yeah, the cutscenes in these games are great. Love it. Ragdoll of that guy. We got to get a little Spidey in there. Spidey's pretty good in this game. All the characters have little animations, and there's just hundreds of them. I mean, just all kinds of obscure comic book characters that you would have had to, like me, read Marvel comics just obsessively for 10 years of your life practically to even know who half these characters are. And it's that attention to detail and that faithfulness to the Marvel universe that really makes these games tick. I mean, if you think about it, honestly, way more than the recent Avengers disaster, this game really delivers that Marvel feel. It really makes you feel like you're playing in the Marvel universe. It's obvious that the people that made these games just love comic books and love Marvel comics and love the characters, and that just really shines through. I really heightens my enjoyment of the game immensely. And the swinging is really fun. And there's Hawkeye. Hawkeye's kind of a favorite of mine. When I was a kid, I loved Hawkeye. He never had his own comic book, so I'd buy almost every comic book that he appeared in, if it was Marvel Team Up or he had a mini-series at one point. If I saw him on the cover of the Avengers, I would always buy that issue.
Deep in Central
Okay,
Europe
and then
lies a small nation known as Latveria.
for a personal
ruled by
all-time
Victor
favorite
Von
of
Doom.
mine, of course, you have
Don't
the
let the rustic
Fantastic
look of
Four.
Dr. Doom's
I
castle
was always
fool
a big
you.
Fantastic
It has
Four fan,
incredibly
and at
advanced
one
weaponry
point
hidden behind its stone
in my
walls.
comic book collection, I
Even really good
had
internet.
an almost complete run of Fantastic Four from like issue number 30, maybe like mid-20s, all the way through to like issue 250. So I had a really good chunk of the Jack Kirby, Stan Lee issues. Anyway, another cutscene. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch.
We're entering Latvian airspace. Local weather is dreary with an 80% chance of bad guys.
And 100% chance of incoming fire.
Setting the Fantastic car to autopilot so we can jump in.
Human Torch and I will secure the landing zone.
Cannonball!
I saw this in a movie once.
Green Goblin's here.
Doom's hiring every baddie he can find. I wonder what kind of benefits he offers.
Must be decent. He's got an army of security guards, too. Ben, I believe some clobberin's in order.
Ah, Sue, you ruined my line.
Director Fury, come in. We've been knocked off course. Please respond.
It's no
And
use.
it is fun to do some
Something's interfering
clobbering
with
with
our
Ben.
comms.
Ben is
Drew must
really
have
good at
damage
clobbering. And I've always been a big Fantastic Four fan. For whatever reason, they were probably, my favorite super team, even over the Avengers. If Captain America is sort of maybe my ultimate favorite, the Fantastic Four was my favorite team because they were more like a family than they were just a collection of superheroes. They had relationships with each other. I mean, Reed and Sue got married. Ben was Reed's college friend. Johnny was Sue's kid brother. They all wore the same uniform, just different, variations of it. The Thing wears little short pants. And they were just sort of like a family team. I guess that appealed to me as a kid. I really liked it. But yeah, this level's really fun. You're in Latveria and you're storming Doctor Doom's castle, and you have to get through all of his soldiers. And of course, it fits into the greater plot. There is an overarching storyline that you're sort of struggling to achieve. Oh, and here's Doctor Strange. Once again, we're in Manhattan in the open world. This comes from the Avengers, the Lego Marvel Avengers. You can tell because it's kind of got a more sunset color balance than Lego Marvel Superheroes, which is more like, say, 12 noon or 1 o'clock. So you can kind of see it's kind of got a golden glow. And here's the classic Defenders team up here, Doctor Strange and the Hulk. The Defenders were another great 70s comic. And there he is taking off. You got the little, particle effects on his flight and everything. It's just like the comic books. And of course, we have to squeeze little XMen in there.
Cyclops, Jean, you need to rescue any.
This is a fun level. It was one of the harder levels, I think. There was a lot of puzzling to figure out. It took me a long time to figure out exactly how to put out all the fires and rescue all the students.
An object of great power called the Tesseract.
But it was a really cool level.
Open the emergency escape tunnels.
Although, quite honestly, I was never as big an X-Men fan as I was like the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Thor.
Find and open them quickly.
The way they illustrate Jean Grey's power. Now, in this clip here, she's Marvel Girl. She hasn't become Phoenix yet. And see, that's another little detail that this game takes care of. If you're a comic book fan, you'll notice the little details. Okay, once again, great cutscene. I'm going to go ahead and just fade out here and let you guys enjoy it.
The barrier is pure energy. It's unbreachable.
Yeah, I got that. Plan B.
Sir, the Mark 7 is not ready for deployment.
Then skip the spinning rims. We're on the clock.
Please tell me you're going to appeal to my humanity.
Actually, I'm planning to threaten you.
What have I to fear?
The Avengers.
I have an army.
We have a Hulk.
How will your friends have time for me when they're so busy fighting you? This usually works.
Not uncommon. Jarvis. Boy! Right. Army.
Loki! Turn off the Tesseract or I'll destroy it.
You can't. There is no stopping it. There is only the war.
So be it.
I see him.
This is Agent Hill, Thor. Do you read me? I really hope you still have that communicator we gave you. Try and avoid Loki's attacks before taking him out. The last thing we need right now is a mind-controlled god of thunder.
Yeah, Loki is such a huge dick. I mean, you can pretty much always count on Loki to be a total dick. And it's the same in the game. Of course, this is a scene from the original Avengers movie. Now, we'll just put in one last scene here for those true hardcore comic book fans that are also channel subscribers, and that's Captain America and Bucky, Cap's World War II partner, which is just awesome, very sentimental. Hey, this is the Ancient Gamer. I'll be back with more. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all the views that I might get, or all the subscribers, and I will catch you next time. And in the meantime, remember, it's all about the games.